Cue the music.
All right, now listen, mister, sister, whoever you are, whoever's watching this, if anybody's watching this, listen up for a second here, because I got something for you. Kind of cheesed off here. Something's peeling my onions, and I hate onions. Stupid onions. Don't even make good compost. I think I'm speaking on behalf of a whole lot of other people that probably feel the same way about what I'm fit here. Throw a fit, have a fit. I don't know. Am I going to have a fit? I might have a fit. You want to watch? Pisses me off. I'm tired of being. What would the phrase be? What am I? Vilified? Am I vilified? I might be vilified. I'm Batman's nemesis here. That's who I am. Whoever Batman hates, that's me. That's a whole lot of other guys who hang on to sandpaper. That's, who got to blow the dust off before they go anywhere. We're treated like a bunch of arseholes. We're treated like the plague. Nobody even wants to. Holy hell, I'm getting all worked up. I can't even form a complete sentence. It's really cheesing me off these days, You hear the phrase, you're looking at a car. Oh, if it needs paint, stay away from it. Get away from that thing because, man, you don't want to get into that mess. Well, it is a mess. And you know why it's a mess? Because your car is a hunk of shit. That's why it's a mess. If you don't want to get into that mess, then don't buy a hunk of shit. If you're looking for a car, go to bloody South Central Texas and buy a car where it never rains and nothing ever happens to it. And everybody buy their 68 427 4-speed Camaro and they put the son of a bitch in the bubble in 1969. Go find that thing then if you don't want to. Does do you see, am I sporting a chubby here doing this? Like, do you think this is awesome? Do you think this is what I get at when I was a little kid? Do you think this is what I dreamed about doing? And then now it's even more so as time goes on. Now I'm an arsehole because this is what I do. Well, speaking of arseholes, how'd you like to take a look at one, would you? Holy jumpins. It takes a lot of work, right? You know why it costs so much money, or you know why it takes so long to get your motor rebuilt? Because they don't work on it every day. They wouldn't have to work on it every day because they could do it in a day. I've done it. The rotating assembly. Years ago, built a motor for my own vehicle, me and my brother, because I don't know everything I'm doing, but he does. You come out here in an evening. It was a couple hours. We started with a bare block that had cam bearings and frost plugs in it. A couple hours later, had a short block with a camshaft in it, rotating assembly. We gapped the rings. That had, the bearings, the whole bit. Checked everybody. He brought his tools. We checked the bearing tolerances. We did the whole bit. In a couple hours, we had a short block sitting there. What do you got to do after you got a short block? Bolt on a set of heads and a water pump and the timing cover and it takes so long for them to do it because they don't work on it all the time. You know why it costs so much money to get your car painted? Because we do work on it every day. Son of a, so you see what you're looking at here? You see these spots? So this is overkill, all right? Ain't nobody's ever going to do this. I've done this before, but ain't nobody's ever going to do this again. This is the last time anybody's ever going to do this. In the history of this is it. I'm the last guy who's ever going to put filler on the bottom side of a car. Absolutely not. Lots of people are going to do it. I got over, let me look at my board. I can see my board through the hole in the trunk over there. Shit, I got over 30 hours into the floor of this car so far. Between welding up holes, patching up, plugging up, filling, finding shit that I got to fix. You don't just look at it and go, oh, look at all that. There it is. Oh, there it is. You got to, and look at the size of the son of a bitch. You know how long it takes to go from one end to the other to try to find stuff? Take a guess, would you? You're wrong, it takes longer. And then so this is a friend of mine, and I know for a fact that when this is done, he knows how much work it's going to take, but when I tell him this is how much for the bottom of your car, he's going to go, oh, well, all right then. I'd see, and there it is. That's what you always get, hey? And you go to talk to somebody about getting your car done. Well, how much do you think that's going to be? Well, I don't know. Yours isn't bad. It's going to be a couple $1,000 for materials easy, and that's an understatement because it's stinking 25% more every damn day. They're up in the price of everything. So to do the work and stuff on, it's probably going to be 150 hours, and then there's probably going to be a couple $1,000. So we, somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000. Well, we need to keep it around 10. Well, then Kiss my ass then. I don't know what to tell you. You need to keep it around 10. All right. Well, then something ain't going to get done. Something ain't going to be as nice as we're hoping that it's going to be. So you're going to be happy with that when it's all, damn it, I dropped it again. When it's all done, you're going to be happy that we kept it around 10 grand. You're going to take your car and you're not really going to look at it in front of me, but then you're going to take it home and you're going to start to see stuff that you wish was a little bit nicer. Well, son of a bitch, I wish I was a little bit nicer, but I'm too, I'm stuttering and stammering again because I'm kind of getting, see, damn it, there's something else I got to fill. Son of a bitch. It just never ends. And that's the problem. It just never ends. You're going to take your car home and you're going to look at it and you're going to start seeing stuff. And you're not going to be happy with what you're seeing. And the chances are you might not phone me and say, well, I'm not very happy with it, but I'm going to hear about it from somebody else. And then you hear the phrases, well, I might need to go get a little bit of paint correction done. Because, I was kind of hoping that, it would be a little, it's not quite where I want it to be. Well, neither is my wallet. You know what I'm saying to you? So you want it to be a little bit cheaper. Okay, well, I can do it cheaper because the bank will understand. They'll get it. I'll just tell them. Johnny didn't want to pay that much money to get his car painted, so I'm going to have to ease up on my mortgage payment this month. Can we just I knocked 30% off the cost of doing his car, so can we knock, 30% off my mortgage payment this month and I'll catch it up? Never. Does it work that way? No, it doesn't. You get tired of being the arsehole when it comes to this stuff. Everybody wants, how much do people drop on a set of wheels these days? Hey, how much is a billet set of wheels these days? People will drop $5,000, $10,000, $6,000, $3,500. I don't know. I can't afford wheels like that. But people will pay that without really flinching too hard about it. But then you tell them it's going to be $13,000 to, you brought me a pile of rust dust and you want me to build you a stinking Lincoln out of it? Well, son of a bitch, it's going to take a little more than that, but don't you worry about it. I'll give you a deal so you can go buy some son of a bitch 22-inch wheels to put on it. It takes a lot of money because it takes a lot of work. That's what I'm saying to you. What do you got that you can sand in here? Hey, you got a sander that'll fit in here? No. You got a block that'll fit in here? You got something that's electric or you can plug an air line onto that'll fit in there? No, they don't make nothing to fit in there. What am I going to stick in there? Hey, I'm asking you. Nothing. I'm going to stick my thumb with a piece of 80 grit sandpaper in there and sand it. That's what I'm going to stick in there. Quit making us feel like we're sticking one to you. I don't know very many guys that do this kind of stuff, that honestly do this kind of stuff, that are sticking one to you. You know who's sticking it in you? The big shops with the 50 guys working on them and stuff. You know why they're sticking it in you? Because they got to make some money, and they are making money. They're the guys, the TV show guys, all them guys, the guys that got a shop the size of, takes up a city block, and there's 27 guys in there working in there wearing a pair of coveralls, and they admit that over the years, they just kept on jacking up their rates until they're making good money, and they've got their own collection of cars sitting there. And the guys that go in there, they might complain to other people about how much money they paid, but the guy that owns the shop doesn't give a shit. Because, nobody sees him. He doesn't see you. You don't see him. It doesn't affect him because he's got a manager that deals with you, and you don't even bitch to the manager about it. You bitch to somebody else about it, and he doesn't give a shit what you're bitching about. And the guy who's doing the job, well, he's just doing the job. Comes down to the same thing. If you don't want to pay the money to get a nice car, well, don't start with a hunk of shit. Don't go buy a hunk of shit. Go buy a nice car. You know why you can't go buy a nice car? Because they're gone. Should have done this 30 years ago if you wanted a nice car. They're all gone now. If there's a young dude watching this going, well, yeah, I really want an old Camaro, but holy hell, I can't afford an old Camaro, and I did what they want for a hunk of shit for me to build. Can't afford that either. Well, talk to some of the older guys that might be watching this video too, because they bought the damn thing when you were 3. They bought them all up. That's why there's so many guys building 4-doors out there nowadays. Who likes a 4-door? Nobody likes a 4-door. The guys that say they like a 4-door, they like a 4-door because that's all that they can build. They don't really actually like them. They've convinced themselves to live with it. They tell everybody they like it, but they don't actually like it. They don't want it, but you can't get nothing else. What else are you going to do? When you go to pick a car up from somebody and they give you the final bill on it or something, instead of looking at them and going, oh, Jesus, holy hell, look at them and go, damn, that must have been a lot of work, hey? Wow. You know what I'm saying to you? It's like when you meet somebody new for the first time or whatever, and they don't really know what you do. And you say, well, I paint old cars. I take an old hunk of shit and I turn it into a shiny old hunk of shit. Ooh, really? That's kind of what you get. And you just think, Well, what the hell? Did you hear me gearing down in my bright orange Lamborghini coming up your driveway when I got here? No, you probably didn't. You heard my old truck backfiring as I downshifted to make the corner because the damn thing needs a carburetor job or something because it's an old hunky shit because that's what we could afford. Here, let me show you something that I didn't really focus on before that I'm seeing now that I'm sitting here staring at it bitching. Look at these frame connectors on this thing. They're the way these things are made, hey? The way they tie into the floor braces and stuff. And they fit nice and tight. I mean, there's not any filler weld going on here. You know, like I put subframe connectors in before where you got 3/8 of an inch, you know, or whatever. You really got to give them the business to make them fit. But holy shit, these things are really tight. And they come in, and then there's extra plating around here because we got, you know, a cross member back here for the 4 bar. But I mean, look at the way everybody's fish plated in here on both sides. It's plated there, and then it's plated back here and up in there. Like, damn. These are nice pieces in this thing. You know what I'm saying to you? I just kind of noticed that. You know, and on the other side, like this guy, he goes right through the floor because there's a hunk above the floor on the inside, and it ties into the floor above that brace too. Like, that's a hell of a thing in there. That's nice parts. And it ties right into that, and then the front subframe that bolts to this thing, it bolts into there too. So then, you know, you're kind of tying everybody together there. Most of them, you know, because most Dodges, it's not a full bolt-in subframe in the front. It's just the K-member up there that mounts the motor, but this thing's got a full subframe that bolts into it. Huh, isn't that something? Never mind that. I'm still pissed off that people think that I'm the bad guy here. I don't know. I work by myself here, so I got nobody else to talk to. So I figure, you know, I'm kind of cheesed off over reading comments and stuff not on my videos, on other stuff, hearing opinions and hearing comments and stuff. And I got nobody else to bitch to. Because you think my wife wants to hear this shit? No, she doesn't. Think a cat wants to hear it? There's no fatty cakes in this video. She's back there in the window, and I ain't taking you over there to see her, because who gives a fat cat's ass? So I think that's it. I just figured I needed somebody to talk to, and here you are. Thanks for being here for me to talk to. Now I'm going to go back to being the arsehole working on this car for a while again, because us guys that do the paint and body, we're just the criminals in the whole thing, right? We're the guys making $1 million. You know, we live in that great big mansion up on the hill, and when it comes to doing this stuff, we don't even actually have to work on it. We just walk out and go, I love peanut butter sandwiches. See, that's better than an onion. Peanut butter? Damn right.